We're in fucking space, people. So we ain't going any fucking place else. We're in space. This is our ship. These are our spacesuits. Fuck you and your religion. Ooh.
This is Unplanned America, where you're invited to join Parv, Nick, and me, Gonzo, as we flee Australia to road trip around the land of the free in search of the weird, wonderful, mysterious, and sometimes scary, unplanned side of America. This week, we explore life on the fringes of society. Later, visiting a man on the outskirts of Albuquerque whose dream of self-sufficiency has faced the elements and Mexican drug cartels. But first, we head 2.5 hours north to spend some time in what's been described as the USA's biggest open-air mental asylum. We're getting pretty off the grid, but you'll be happy to know that Tinder is still working out in the Taos Mesa. So it's got a message off a girl called Janie. She said, "Oh, come to bed and warm up."
It's also pretty good that you're driving on your phone.
Oh, there's not much traffic out here. A mesa is a land formation with a flat top and steep sides, commonly found in southwestern USA. We'd come to the Two Peaks Mesa to spend some time with folks who'd shunned regular society and city infrastructure to live a life of relative solitude off the grid. Our guide around the mesa was Dave. A man of God, he had made it his business to help the people of the community. With Dave's blessing, we were able to spend time with the otherwise private folk of the mesa.
I came out here. I left Ohio on the first day of November last year. I just felt a conviction from the Lord because, he kept telling me that, inner city ministry was over for me and I needed to move on, and I'd been here before. And, well, I come out here to help folks. And it's the only reason I'm here.
And generally, what's the community made up of here, or what type of people like to live on the mesa?
The majority of them are social misfits. They've got mental illness of one level or another. Some are hiding from warrants in other states. It's a lot of veterans with PTSD, and they come out here just for solitude.
Parvo?
Yeah. Gonzo, Nick.
Nice to meet you. Nick, is it not normally this windy out here?
Oh, it's always windy out here.
Army veteran Dean lived alone on his property with a pack of loyal dogs. He was drug addicted and homeless on the West Coast until being cosmically drawn to New Mexico.
Did you know that there is energy tubes up here to take you to a different universe? And I have a map. Believe it or not, I've read over 400 books from this library when my shaka was released. And I got this map of transcending out of the world. And this is one of the spots.
Do you want to just tell us how you came to be out in the mesa?
I was in Oregon, and a guy came up to me and gave me a piece of paper saying, Two Peaks, New Mexico. Now, here I am in Oregon, and I was picking chanterelles, and I was getting off of drugs, and I was praying to God, and this is where he sent me. But it is rough out here. There's crazy people out here, man. Everybody's taking some kind of medication, and if they're not stuck on crank, heroin, or meth, which doesn't agree with your mind, and I was on it for 15 years off and on, and I'm going on 10 years. I keep saying to myself, I can't believe myself. I just drink coffee, water, and Sprite. I work out and stay out of other people's affairs and stay off my land. If you fence yourself off and people know what you have, like something to protect yourself with, this is just a shell. It's not mine. I don't have a rifle like this. Must be Dave. But no, we all have our rifles out here and our weapons and our pistols.
lot of these people, while they may have psychological conditions that cause them to be standoffish, some of them to be downright violent, many of the people out here are extremely intelligent. They just don't apply that intelligence very well.
The next Mesa resident we spent time with was also a war veteran, as well as a father of 4. The frenetic Eugene was living alone when we visited, but we were told that his kids split their time between living with him and his ex-wife in Connecticut.
Holograms, illusionary reality, fucking visualized through light wavelength. What do you want? What do you want from me? I can go on forever, man. What do they say, 3% working DNA in our body? 90%, 97% junk? Bullshit, it's code. It's all fucking code. I liken racism to me not liking your fucking socks. Now I fucking hate you. How do you put it this way? Sporting at this point is gladiatorial games during war. You got people just dying over fucking knows what while we're sitting around kicking balls and fucking playing pat ass with other people and, oh, he choked her. You know what? We're on this little fucking blue ball, you know, our little spaceship. This is our spaceship. We're in fucking space, people. We're in space. We ain't going any fucking place else. We're in space. This is our ship. These are our spacesuits. Now, because something out there says, well, you know, he doesn't believe what I fucking believe. Well, you know, my God's more powerful and kind than you. He's gonna fucking kill you. And as you love you so much, that's how much he's gonna fuck you and your religion. Ooh. I'm sorry, Dave, I apologize. Yes, there is something greater than us, and I tell you what, it is us. Now let's start acting like it. Eyes of God watching Eden burn. It's tremendously disheartening. And again, I can't fix anything. Well, there again, you can't fix anything. You fix what you could fix within your realm, and you try to put out what needs to be put out within the world.
Rounding out the people of the Mesa that we visited was Stan, the closest thing to a patriarchal figure in a community where residents fiercely protect their independence.
These are the fellows from Australia.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Pavo.
Pavo.
Pavo. Yeah.
Gonzo.
Gonzo?
Yeah.
All right.
Gee!
When you guys...
Stan was incredibly welcoming, inviting us in for a home-cooked lunch. After 20 years on the Mesa, he knew how to make a delicious stew.
I don't know how much you want, but you can holler when.
Yeah, there you go.
But more importantly, he knew how to protect himself.
Soup.
I've had guns pulled on me out here 3 times. You know, I've had 2 knives, but you know, your mouth and your hands. If you can't take somebody with your mouth and your hands, you better leave them alone.
There's lots of dogs around here. Is it more dangerous? Oh, you can take that. You obviously got the dogs. It's important sort of for protection, and everyone has lots of dogs. Is it more dangerous here than civilized society, or less dangerous?
But you need to know when somebody's around, because you are by yourself. You're your keeper. You're your protector. And don't show fear to nobody. That's the thing you gotta do. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of them that found out this old man ain't that old. You know, you put a few of them down in the dirt, they kind of understand. You break a wrist or 2, you knock one out once in a while, and, you know, they understand. You know, not as strong as I used to be, but I'm strong. And there's a guy told me he wasn't going to do, he throwed his garbage out there in the yard, and I said, that's why this yard looks that way. I took the pool cue out. I tapped him on the right shoulder. I said, you better get up and do that. He said, go ahead and hit me again. I turned the pool cue around, give him the 13 ounces of weight in the back of it. He went to the ground, blood running everywhere. His buddy, so I gotta get into the emergency room. I gotta, said, no, wait, I ain't through with him yet. And they got it stopped. It wasn't that bad. I just busted his head open, you know.
We were starting to understand how tough life on the Mesa was, with extreme weather conditions and some equally wild residents. However, order was maintained Mesa style, as Dave explained.
Mainly because of the road condition. Law enforcement doesn't like to come out here. It's well away from the mainstream. You know, as long as nobody's shooting at each other out here, and, you know, sometimes if they are shooting at each other, you know, as long as they don't hear about it, they don't care about it. They really don't want to have any jurisdiction over the people. They would just as soon let us deal with things Mesa style, as we call it.
What is Mesa style, or dealing with it Mesa style?
The majority rules. If a group of folks decide that it's time for somebody to leave, they're leaving. Simple as that. You know, they can argue all they want to, but you know, they're still leaving. It may not seem like the most civilized way of doing things, but it's better that they leave than wind up as coyote food.
Have you seen that happen ever?
I really can't. I really don't even want to answer that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you know, there are dry walls around here that are not necessarily unoccupied.
Are you naturally bald?
I was born bald, if that's what you mean.
Oh, criminy.
We were in New Mexico on the Two Peaks Mesa among a community of people who had either chosen or been forced to opt out of regular society. What little money they needed was earned through odd jobs, disability benefits, or the occasional illegal activity. We wondered what the appeal was in living a life off the grid.
I live here for $40 a year.
Yep.
My own electricity. I haul in everything I need.
$40 a year.
Yeah. It's my taxes.
Wow, man.
You know, we live in a society today. It's people love what they have and not people. You know, they love things and not people. You know, living in $1 million house, working 80 hours a week to own that house. I don't really get it. I don't understand. That's just a greed of philosophy I don't like. If I can't afford it, I don't have it. And if I don't have it, I probably don't need it. So I'm here. And I got stabilized here. It's my life, man. I stress to nobody. I stress about the smallest things. And if it's an actual need, it'll be taken care of. Always is. I have one marble left. That's my marble, and I'm glad I have it. Yeah, so that's my life. That's the way I live. That's my philosophy.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
But living up here and looking at all these beautiful mountains, I would say I would never want to live in a city. It's just so dangerous. And you know, and out here you have more of a chance, you know? I swear to God, there's so many homeless people out there. I feel so, you gotta get off the streets. You have to find a positive outlook in life. Something that is positive.
Over the years, the freedom that the Mesa presents has drawn in many troubled youth from across America, many of whom had abusive parental relationships, if relationships with their parents at all.
So you have people who come here and stay with you?
You got them all running away. Most of them, all they need is love, you know, and attention.
They have nowhere else to go. How does it feel when they've come here and they spend time with you and then they sort of...
Makes you feel like you put here for a purpose. Sorry. But that's the way I feel about it, Chip. Because there's so many of them. They're lost, you know? They're lost souls. They just kind of come and you can guide them a little bit, you know?
What's your personal dream in life?
Well, my personal dream, well, I guess that pretty much the end of my dreaming, but one man quits dreaming, he's dead, is to be able to help those that need help, being able to finish out my life helping others. And I've done that pretty much all my life. I've done as I wanted to. And I feel much better here for doing that, you know.
Why do you think more people have been drawn out here?
Just to be away. Just to be away from everything else. You can step outside your house, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the sunlight, and hear absolutely nothing. At night, if it's clear out, I mean, the stars just feel so close. And there are so many, I mean, you almost feel like you can reach up and grab your fistful of them.
We'd been privileged to be welcomed into the lives of the very private inhabitants of the Mesa. The people we had spoken to had found their own way to survive in the world, when regular society had chewed them up and spat them out, and it was inspiring to see such endurance of the human spirit. Just 10 miles from New Mexico's largest city, Albuquerque, the Pajarito Mesa is a vast desert expanse and home for local outsider Carlos Prophet. It wasn't on our GPS, so Carlos met us on the main road to guide us in. I just want to point out Nick's very responsible driving. He decided to put the hazard lights on. We're in the complete middle of nowhere, just in case there was an onslaught of traffic. He's very, very good driving, Nick.
Better safe than sorry.
Stand where you are,
Uh-huh.
and then stand over here. Feel that?
Not sure.
Feeling it? On the map, off the map.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's still on the tax assessor's map, it's just not on the first responders map.
Some houses on the Mesa are impressive two-storey structures, and some are just tin sheds, all built by the owners who bought the cheap land, with sometimes dubious legality. There are no government-provided roads or services for those who live there. No one even has an address. To be honest, this is kind of my hell. There's about fucking 18 dogs just running wild.
I'd say there's a gauntlet of dogs down the driveway for Gonzo to navigate. They're coming, Gonzo. You obviously know they can smell fear, don't you?
They're smelling the big pile of shit in my pants.
Squeaker. Squeaker.
Hey.
I
Hi.
guess
What should we call her?
What, we're gonna have a dog drag around the country? It's cruel, and there's dump it. We won't be able to bring it home. It's slap.
No, I'll walk it every day and I'll feed it.
No, you won't. It's astonishing what Carlos has achieved with his bare hands and trial and error. The solar panels on the roof power the whole thing, including a water pump that delivers fresh water from his well. He installed thermal pipes under the floor that warm the home in the harsh winter and used his solar-powered welder to build a wind turbine.
it costs more to hook up to the power poles as to have your own standalone system. No heating bill, no cooling bill, no electric bill. My biggest overhead will be property tax. How can you be wrong?
Are you always conserving energy consciously?
Every now and then we'll be a little bit low, and I'll say, let's not use the microwave, let's not vacuum, I'm not welding unless I run the generator. You have to be, but it's very minimal.
So it's not an inconvenience then?
Oh, the opposite. It's a unmentionable joy.
This stuff seems beyond me, to be honest. It seems that the technical side of this stuff seems quite difficult.
It's one little simple thing after another little simple thing. We can all do it. We've all got this in us. And to build your own home, it is a positive way to express yourself too. You know, we need that. Humans need that. You can us up, it's bad. It's neuroses, problems. Let people do their thing.
Using a large amount of free scrap materials, other people's waste, Carlos's overflow of clean energy and know-how even benefits his neighbours. But according to the local government, he has breached a litany of building codes and the whole operation is unsafe. You were saying before that you probably didn't think you'd have enough energy to get your own needs, and you've sort of surpassed that now, when you're now sort of out helping the other members of the community sort of be self-sufficient?
There's a phenomena that I've seen in others first. You meet your needs, and then you go help your neighbor. Where else is that happening? In what other technology? I didn't see that one coming. Beautiful phenomena.
What sort of freedoms do you enjoy out here that maybe you don't have if you were sort of in the middle of Albuquerque there?
The big screen. Watching the Hawks, I like having enough space to where I'm not having to watch anybody and they're not watching me. I'm down with that. Sometimes it's so quiet, you hear your heart thudding. It's tragic what is thrown away, what they pay to throw away environmentally. It's tragic that the management at the landfill can't allow the workers to recycle. Over there, the stores at the city landfill, the Walmarts and the stores, perfectly good things. Mash it. Bury it. It's crazy. We have knit a crazy cloth. Yeah. Right, Munkers? Yeah, Munkers. You tell them, Munkers.
So you're not scared of dogs at all?
This whole tiny planet that we live on, what we're doing with it, it affects us all intimately. Supposedly, the whole world should be moving towards renewable, sustainable. So come out here and have a look, like you guys are doing. If dumbass can build a zero-energy house by mistake, what could we do on purpose?
Has it been tough for you out here? Is it can be harsh at times living out on the Mesa?
Just the crime and the police. The rest of it's a piece of cake.
We were surprised to even hear mention of crime in such an isolated area. But the well-armed Carlos had himself been involved in shootouts with illegal trash dumpers and arrested multiple times for vigilante behaviour. We even began to fear for our own safety as we learned that Mexican cartels operated in the area, and that Carlos and his beloved wife may not even be safe in their own bedroom.
You know, how does it get to Chicago? How does it get to Denver? It comes right through here. What does it take for these guys to find it? A miracle for these law enforcement here to, I don't know if it's an arrangement or if it's just incompetence. I like it. This is real nice in the summertime. There's always a little bit of circulation. It's also nice that it's a little bit hard to roll a grenade through this window. That's kind of my biggest fear, is that somebody will roll a grenade through the window.
Who do you think would do that?
It might be the good guys, it might be the bad guys. You can't pick them apart sometimes. I don't want to put grenade screens on the windows. I don't like being an animal caged in. You know, anything you can imagine, multiply it by 100, what goes on here, the atrocities. It's a matter of time till they find another mass grave. They found a mass grave, 11 girls and a fetus down here to the southeast.
So why are you a target?
Because I'm trying to get law enforcement to be able to work here. Very cold night, something wakes me up. And this was at the time when I slept well. I don't sleep as good anymore. But I thought it was somebody tapping on the window.
Leo County 911, what is the emergency?
I've got somebody shooting on the section line road. They're right there at the arroyo where they execute and burn people.
How many shots have you heard so far?
Well, 20 shots so far.
Do you want to meet with any of our deputies?
I don't know. That didn't go very well last time.
This is how may I help you?
I called a half hour ago about shooting. Well, where are your deputies?
It shows that they're in the area, sir.
If they're out here, I'd see them, Holden.
Okay,
but I'm not seeing. The only people I'm seeing is the vehicle that was doing the shooting. Leo County Communications, this is. How can I help you? There's a fire on the Pajarito Mesa.
Can you see what's burned?
I suspect it's a vehicle, but it's where they kill people. They burn a body there, burn two bodies there.
Okay. Do you see flames?
Yeah.
May I help you?
Good morning. We called in a fire on the Pajarito last night, 9:30 p.m. Was anyone dispatched? Or did they find anything?
Nope.
Well, there's a burnt Nissan Pathfinder sitting right where I told y'all it was.
After Carlos's fourth phone call, the police finally discovered the vehicle, occupied by the charred remains of two cartel victims.
this area isn't looked after by emergency services. Also, there's all this crazy drug cartel stuff. It's potentially dangerous here. So some people might say, why don't you just go somewhere safer?
Too old. Can't do this again. Too tired. And I'm not a runner. And the bad thing about it is the waiting. You don't know when it's going to happen. You know, you just know that the more time that's gone by, the closer it is. Because it's going to happen. Like I said, I ain't going to put up grenade screens. And there's been times I'd be very tired. And I would hear something, and I couldn't get my eyes open. And I'd be so tired, I'd just think, kill me. God puts you where He wants you, you know, where you need to be. I would hate to do all this. I've got too much invested. Work, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm too old. Everybody suffers. Everybody's got to deal with wind and dirt and cold and heat and hunger and heartbreak and all those things. That's what makes life life.
As we drove away, we wished Carlos the best, a man who has proven that self-sufficiency is achievable, even in the most brutal of conditions. We could only hope that it wouldn't be the brutality of his fellow man that would put an early end to his off-the-grid dream.
I met Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1980 on Venice Beach because I was working out at the Golden Gym. I had bad boy arms, and all of a sudden I see this monkey, like a beautiful man with two other men, and they were on the beach walking around like little apes. and I walked up to him and I said, "Man, you got bad arms." And he goes, "I don't talk very good English, you know, but your arms aren't bad neither."
Here I am in our latest beautiful 5-star motel room. We have no phone, we have no fridge, and as you can see from in here, we are... hi, Gons.
Hey, Gons, bathroom area.
We're right near a restaurant, drive-through restaurant.
Hey.
Oh.
What do you guys want?
Chocolate sundae. Thanks, dude.
There's energy tubes